I want to thank you for joining me today. And before we get started, as always, all messages that are released on this channel are my truth. And that is exactly what it is and what it always will be. And that is my truth. Now, my truth consists of a bunch of experiences that I gained clarity from, which ultimately took me back to the real me, which is truth. Now, when I try to convince you that my truth is the gospel, however, my truth is the gospel for me. That does not make it the gospel for you, nor will I ever try to make it the gospel for you. By me being on this platform, I am simply placing breadcrumbs on a path that I've already walked. Now, you find yourself on a similar path and you resonate with said breadcrumbs and you say, you know what, I like that. I want to follow that. And that's cool. If not, that is cool as well. My purpose is to assist those who are ready to get out of their own way. So let's get right into it. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. So, today, I wanted to touch on knowledge. Now, actually, I would like for you to surpass knowledge. Now, don't get me wrong. I love knowledge. I really do. And it's because of the curiosity that I have within me. And that curiosity has gotten me into trouble. And it has also saved me. Because I don't accept what I'm told without me finding out for myself. I don't follow blindly. I have to experiment. It's if I had to break myself into two pieces, all right? One piece would be a scientific mind, for sure. The other piece would be pure love. And these are the two pieces that I constantly bounce between, right? So knowledge is great. Knowledge gets you in the right direction, right? It really does. If you notice, like, okay, scientists, that's the best way to put it, because I have a scientific mind, but I'm able to go past that. The majority of scientists are not able to go past that because scientists want to be able to calculate it. They want to see it. They want to be able to figure it out. They want to be able to put it in a box, essentially. And love cannot be put in a box. You could be, look what love does to people, you know? Now that's typically because they're not with the right person. Love is beautiful. If there are two people and they both have true, real love, that's going to be a great relationship. It truly is. If it's really, truly built on love, no ulterior motives, and they're both there out of pure love. It's when people have ulterior motives is when people get hurt and this, that, and the other, right? That was never love. Please understand that. This is why love gets such a bad name, because that person came in talking to love and this, that, and the other, but they had an ulterior motive. So it was never love to begin with. It might have been on your part, but it wasn't on the other part. So why people keep blaming love? I don't understand that. But to continue on what I'm talking about, as I was climbing out of the lower vibrations, right? I used knowledge to do that. So knowledge does have its part. It plays a huge role in that because now you know why you're moving a certain way. Knowledge will help you do that, right? So, like, let's go right to the scale. And I've used the scale so many times, and like I said in many messages, I'm going to continue to use it until I drive home this point. I'm trying to show you in a physical representation of what I'm speaking on. And what I'm speaking on, I've already achieved. And if you haven't achieved it, or should I say experienced it, you won't know what I'm talking about. It might sound like baloney. It might, whatever you want to call it. And that's the doubt and the fear and all these different energies that you have not processed yet. And that's fine. but I'm trying to give you examples so people will continue to climb out of those lower vibrational energies. So if you look at this scale, like I've shown it many times, we're going to look for knowledge. Knowledge is, we're going to call knowledge inner wisdom. Inner wisdom is shown up here for 440. Now, that next jump is 60. Don't seem like a lot, but 60 is a lot when you're trying to raise your vibration. That's a lot. So that jump is a whole totally different world. It's completely different. I love knowledge. My scientific mind, I love knowledge. But my love is like no other, because it's deep, because I know myself. I've met myself extremely deep. So my love is deep, which means I can't, which is why I've had so much heartbreak in my life, because not many people have met themselves as deep as I have. So for me to enter into a relationship, I typically am the one that's going to get hurt more, because that person has no experience in going that deep within love. That person might not have zero experience with unconditional love. And all I give is unconditional love. So I'm always at a deficit. So let me tell you a little story. Like I said, I've been meditating since 2019, 2020, consistently, like every day, sometimes hours within a day, right? And one particular point, I'm not sure how far along in my journey it happened. It was a couple years. It was a couple years of me meditating. I got to a point where I was experiencing quite a few different things in meditation, right? But this one particular day, I was in a great meditation. I was deep into meditation, right? And I got to this, I don't know, I'll describe it as Inventionville. I'll call it that. I was in a place in meditation, and it was like I had a choice. I can go into this room, this door, I don't know. And I could hear and I could feel like all these different inventions and this knowledge. It was all kinds of things, right? And I could feel it, like, oh, it was pulling me to go in there. And I was like, I said, I'm aware in my meditation, right? So I'm like, this is like really deep. I was like, I've never been like this deep in meditation. I was like, can I go past this? Because everything inside of me wanted to go inside of this thing, because I could hear these different, and I was like, dang, that'd be nice. And like, in order for me to absorb that information, I had to go into this space. But me, once again, my curiosity, this is a very deep meditation. And this thing is pulling me in there like it really wants me to go in there. And I knew for a fact, like, I would have been in a whole totally different level as far as knowledge-wise if I would have went in there. And I'm pretty sure this is a place where like some of the deepest minds have entered. And I didn't go in. I went past it. And I think that is like a portal. That was like a gateway in order to get to love. But that information, like, and I can't even remember some of these. I was like, dang, that'd be dope. It was just giving me all kinds of information, but it wouldn't let me keep it. But at that time, I was like, dang, that'd be like, it was giving me inventions, all kinds of things, knowledge, right? And that's a level. But I went past it, and I'm so glad that I did, because ever since then, like, the love I have is already was deep. It already was. But now it's on a different level. It's on a completely different level, because I went past that knowledge. Now, I have no idea where I would be right now if I would have went in there. I have no idea, because I don't know if I would have got pulled into, I don't know, who knows? But I went past that world of knowledge. And my belief is that is what put me into love, like real, true love. Like where you settle in, that is your natural vibration, is love. And that is my natural vibration of love. So, and it annoys people because that's where I operate from. And the higher you raise your vibration, the more of a light you shine. And the more of a light you shine, the people who are avoiding certain things, that light is going to, when you're in my energy field, that light is going to shine on those things. Then you're going to feel uncomfortable because it's asking you to address it right then and there. That's why people are aggravated in my vicinity who don't want to do the work. They get agitated. And it's for that reason. And I understand that now. I didn't before, but I understand it now. But my point is, wisdom is great. Knowledge, wisdom, whatever you want to call it, it's great. But love surpasses knowledge. If you're trying to be your highest and greatest version of yourself, you have to be able to go above knowledge. You have to. If you're trying to put everything in a box, you want this to fit, I have to understand this. I understand that. I too want to understand how things work. How does this, how does that? But I also understand everything cannot be placed in a box. Because this is a spiritual world that we live in. So there are so many unseen things that are all around you that you will not be able to explain or calculate. You just won't be able to. And that is where a lot of scientists get stuck. And because they can't calculate it, they can't see it, they can't understand it, they don't believe in it. That's why a lot of scientists, once again, have a problem with love. A lot of people see love as a weakness. They think that makes you more vulnerable and this and that and yada. To a certain degree, depending on how you look at it, yeah, it can. But it also depends on the person that's wielding that love. Because I promise you, there's nothing weak about me. Nothing at all. But at the same time, I have more love than the majority of people you're going to meet in your life. But at the same time, once again, I cannot be placed in a box. You can watch me for a year, 2 years, and I'm going to contradict so many different things of what people believe. People are this and this and that and yada yada. I'm going to contradict all those. Listen to these messages. You're going to get I'm going to contraindicate different things of what people believe is true or what you can and can't do. I'm constantly evolving, constantly changing. I can't be put in a box. People try all the time. Then they find out the hard way. So yes, please go after that knowledge, but don't get stuck there. Love is above knowledge. 1 Corinthians 13, if I have the gift of prophecy and can fathom all mysteries and all knowledge, and if I have a faith that can move mountains, but do not have love, I am nothing. Love is everything. It truly is. It's so freaking powerful. But people put it down like it makes you weak. It does not. Love is powerful. I don't think people understand the power of love. People see the crazy things people do for love. So they look at it from that aspect. But love is true power. 1 Corinthians 13:13. And now these three remain: faith, hope, and love. But the greatest is love. My faith is crazy strong. That's why I'm where I am right now, because of my faith. Blind faith. I can't see it right now, but I know. I'll get there. That's what I move by. But love, it's a point where I can't even truly, some things I don't even like putting words on, because I still cannot describe the power of love that flows through me. But I can tell you this: people who are around me or in my immediate energetic field, they understand. They will feel it. Because the closer you are to love, the closer you are to God. That's what people miss. It truly is. If you notice, the majority of my messages are trying to get you to go within. But you have to do the work. And I'm not going to sit there and tell you that it was easy for me to get to this point, because it was not. But I am so dedicated. And this is where that curiosity and that scientific mind that I spoke about earlier pops in. When that scientific mind of mine clicks on and say, I want to try this, I'm not like most people. If for a while I went vegan, right? Now I eat mostly clean and organic, right? And if I crave something, I will get it. But mostly it's fish, mostly. But for a while I did vegan. I was like, let me try it. And when I tried it, there was no meat product. It was like I was strictly doing just that. If I'm going to try something, I'm going to do it fully. There is no half-assing it with me, because I won't be able to say I tried. Me personally, I can't say I gave it my all. This is why I'm able to walk away from things, because I give everything 100% of me. Now, if you choose not to give 100% of me and you lose me in that process, that's on you. I'm not going to feel bad about it, because I gave 100%. This is why I'm able to walk. I know I gave it my all. This is why I can walk away from things, because I know I gave it my all. I know I left nothing on the table. Nothing. So I'm like, oh, okay. You're lost. That's exactly how I'm going to form it in my mind when I walk away. This is from lots of trials of going through things. That inner wisdom mixed in with that love, because I have to have self-love. Everything I do, I've had to find out the hard way, because I wasn't given any tools in life. Any. And I'm not exaggerating. When I say I was not given any tools growing up, none. They didn't tell me how to move. Neither parental figure. Neither one. Hey, when you're dealing with This type of situation, boom, boom, boom. You're dealing with women, boom, boom, boom. When you're dealing with this type, boom, nothing. Nothing. The first 38 years of my life were all under someone's control. First 18 in that household. The next 20 in the military. So when I finally understood, wait a minute, I've been under somebody's thumb this whole time. Then I started to move differently. But I had to learn everything the hard way. Because prior to that, they wasn't giving me information for my benefit. It was things for me to listen. So the knowledge that I'm putting out on these messages came from pain, me turning all that pain to power. So that's why it's very hard for someone to change my mind on certain topics. Now I love to learn. So if I'm wrong in something, I love for it to be pointed out. If this person can prove it. But just someone else's opinion? No. No. Because I got to whatever conclusion I formed, it's from lessons. It's not me following something because someone told me something. I have to experience it and see that, oh, okay, I understand now. That's just how my mind works. I cannot follow someone blindly. In the military, I heard that song. Why can't you just follow orders? I've heard that quite a few times in the military. It wasn't like I was blatantly disregarding orders, but if it was just certain situations, I'm like, why would you have us do this, have us do that? Like they wanted you to follow blindly. I'm like, no, that makes no sense. Oh, this is actually causing me to do double the work. Like I would question things. Because of knowledge. But I'm here to tell you, if you want to experience love as a vibration, as your normal walking around vibration, you must surpass knowledge. Which means you're going to have to step out of that world of trying to put everything into a box. Because some things you will not get an explanation for. You just won't. Some things you just can't explain. You just have to know that things are. First John 4:7-8. Dear friends, let us love one another. Love comes from God. Everyone who loves has been born of God and knows God. Whoever does not love does not know God, because God is love. Keep climbing. And as you climb, those that are not operating in love, you will see. Because they're going to give you those snide remarks. They're going to keep trying to pull you back down when you're trying to go up. And that's how you know who is for and against you. That's when I saw people clear as day. And that's when I stopped making excuses for people because of the title that they had. That title means nothing if you're not living up to it. And if it means nothing to you, it means nothing to me. And I will treat you as such. With love. At a distance. Because I'm going to remove myself. I'm not going to argue with you. I'm not going to fight. I'm not going to do anything. I'm just going to remove myself. And trust and believe, if you experience true, unconditional love from someone, when that true, unconditional love is removed, oh, you're going to feel it. Because see, the majority of people don't realize what they have until it's gone. Then you're going to go out there and you're going to find out very quickly, wow, unconditional love is extremely rare. So if you come across it, you might want to do everything to try to keep it. And I'm going to leave it there. And as always, if you got anything out of this message, I ask you to like, subscribe, and I will definitely check you in the next one.